boyfriend breaks up after seeing this photo. Rachel had been dating Alex for 6 months and things had been going well. They enjoyed each other's company and had a lot in common. Rachel had always been passionate about cheerleading and had been practicing hard for an upcoming competition. She wanted to share her excitement with Alex, so she showed him a photo of herself in her cheerleading uniform. When Alex saw the picture, his face went pale. Rachel could see his jaw tighten and his eyes narrow. He looked like he was going to be sick. She had never seen him like this before. She asked him what was wrong, but he just shook his head and walked away. Rachel tried to call him that night, but he didn't answer. She sent him a text message, but he didn't respond. She was confused and upset. She didn't know what had happened or what she had done wrong. The next day, Rachel went to Alex's house to talk to him. She brought the cheerleading photo with her, hoping to show him that there was nothing wrong with it. When she arrived, Alex's mother told her that he didn't want to see her. Rachel was heartbroken. She couldn't understand what had happened. Days turned into weeks and Alex still wouldn't talk to her. Rachel tried to move on, but she couldn't. She was in love with Alex and didn't want to lose him. One day Rachel was walking home from school when she saw Alex across the street. She ran over to him hoping that he would talk to her. He looked at her with cold eyes and said, "We're done." Hey there, Viral Videos here. Before we go on, like this video, smash the subscribe button and click the notification bell. We post the most beautiful, amazing, and scary videos every single day. Let's proceed with the video. Rachel was stunned. She begged him to tell her what was wrong, but he just walked away. She felt like her heart had been ripped out of her chest. She went home and cried for hours. Rachel tried to talk to Alex's friends to see if they knew what was going on, but they wouldn't tell her anything. She felt like she was losing her mind. She couldn't eat, she couldn't sleep, and she couldn't focus on anything else. Months passed and Rachel still couldn't get over Alex. She missed him so much. She looked at the cheerleading photo every day, trying to figure out what had gone wrong. She couldn't see anything that would make him break up with her. She was confused and hurt. Rachel couldn't understand why Alex had broken up with her. After seeing the cheerleading photo, she went through the picture over and over again, looking for any sign of what could have upset him. She saw nothing out of the ordinary, just her smiling in her cheerleading uniform, posing with her pom-poms. She tried calling Alex multiple times to get an explanation, but he never answered her calls or replied to her messages. She didn't know what else to do. She went to his house several times, but he refused to see her. Rachel's friends tried to console her, but they had no idea why Alex had reacted the way he did. They suggested that she give him space and wait for him to come around, but Rachel couldn't bear the thought of losing him forever. Days turned into weeks and Rachel's desperation grew. She was starting to feel like she was losing her mind. She couldn't concentrate on her studies, and her cheerleading practices suffered. She didn't know how to move on without closure. One night Rachel had a dream that Alex had explained everything to her. In her dream, he had told her that he had seen something in the photo that she couldn't see. He had told her that he couldn't be with her because of it. Rachel woke up feeling even more confused and frustrated. She went to her computer and looked at the photo again. She zoomed in on every part of the picture, trying to find any clue that she may have missed. She couldn't find anything. Rachel decided to ask Alex's friends if they knew anything. They told her that they didn't know what had happened, but that Alex's ex-girlfriend had been a cheerleader too. Rachel felt a pang of jealousy and fear. She wondered if Alex was still hung up on his ex-girlfriend. She went to Alex's house again and begged him to talk to her. He finally answered the door, but he looked tired and unhappy. Rachel asked him if he was still in love with his ex-girlfriend. He shook his head and said that it wasn't about that. Rachel was in a daze after her breakup with Alex. She couldn't understand why he had reacted so strongly to her cheerleading photo. She went over it again and again, but couldn't find anything that could have upset him so much. Rachel became obsessed with the photo. She would stare at it for hours, trying to find any clues as to what went wrong. She asked her friends and family for their opinions, but they couldn't see anything either. They were just as baffled as Rachel. Days turned into weeks and Rachel was still no closer to understanding why Alex had broken up with her. She tried calling and texting him, but he never responded. Rachel was left feeling alone and confused. She began to doubt herself, wondering if it was her fault. Maybe she had done something wrong and didn't even realize it. Maybe Alex had never really loved her in the first place. As Rachel's doubts grew, she started to lose interest in everything she used to enjoy. Cheerleading became a chore, and she found it hard to concentrate. During practice, her grades began to slip, and she started to withdraw from her friends. Rachel's family noticed the change in her and tried to help, but Rachel refused to open up about what was bothering her. She didn't want to burden them with her problems. One day Rachel stumbled upon a post from Alex's ex-girlfriend on social media. In the post, she was wearing a cheerleading uniform and holding hands with Alex. Rachel was devastated. She couldn't believe that he had been with someone who also cheered, yet he had broken up with her over a photo of her in her uniform. Rachel didn't know what to do. She felt betrayed and heartbroken. She knew she needed to move on, but she couldn't shake off the feeling that she had been wronged. Rachel couldn't shake off the feeling of betrayal and heartbreak after discovering the picture of Alex with his ex-girlfriend wearing a cheerleading uniform. She was determined to find out everything she could about her, hoping to get some answers as to why Alex had broken up with her. Rachel began to investigate. She searched for any information she could find about Alex's ex-girlfriend. She combed through social media profiles looking for any posts or pictures that might give her a clue. Rachel found out that Alex had dated his ex-girlfriend for over a year and that they had cheered together in high school. She also discovered that they had broken up because of long-distance issues when they went to college. Rachel wondered if Alex had only dated her to fill a void left by his ex-girlfriend. Rachel's investigation continued. She reached out to some of Alex's friends and asked about his past relationships. She wanted to know if he had a history of dating cheerleaders or if his breakup with her was an isolated incident. Rachel was shocked to find out that Alex had a pattern of dating cheerleaders. She felt like she had been played for a fool. Rachel was even more determined to get to the bottom of things. She started to put together a timeline of Alex's relationships with cheerleaders. She reached out to a few of them and asked about their experiences with him. Some of them didn't respond, but others were willing to talk. They told her about his charm, but also his tendency to be possessive and jealous. Rachel was horrified. She had never seen that side of Alex. She wondered if she had just been blind to it or if he had only shown that side to his ex-girlfriends. Rachel was determined to gather all the information she could about Alex's ex-girlfriend and his past relationships with cheerleaders. Rachel had gathered all the information she could about Alex's past relationships with cheerleaders, and she finally felt like she understood why he had broken up with her. She knew that she had to talk to him and sort things out. Rachel decided to reach out to Alex and ask if they could meet up. She was nervous, but also hopeful that they could reconcile. After a few attempts, Alex finally agreed to meet with her. They met at a coffee shop and Rachel started the conversation. She told him how hurt and confused she had been when he broke up with her. She explained how she had gone through a period of self-doubt and how she had felt betrayed when she found out about his ex-girlfriend. Alex listened intently, and then he finally spoke. He apologized for the way he had broken up with her and for not giving her a proper explanation. He admitted that he had felt threatened by her cheerleading photo because of his past relationships with cheerleaders. Rachel felt relieved that Alex had finally opened up to her. She told him about her investigation and how she had come to understand his past relationships. She also told him that she still loved him and wanted to try again. Alex was taken aback by her confession, but he felt the same way. They agreed to start fresh and take things slowly. They promised to communicate more openly and honestly with each other. In the weeks that followed, Rachel and Alex rekindled their relationship. They went on dates, had long conversations, and rediscovered what had made them fall in love in the first place. Rachel was happy that they had worked things out, and she knew that it was because they had both been willing to listen to each other and to forgive. She was grateful for the second chance that they had been given and was determined to make their relationship work. What do you think about this story? Share your thoughts in the comments section. Thank you for watching. See you next time.